they will pursue a deficiency judgment against you by all means necessary. And you will not be able to buy a home for 7 years. So expect more of these types of changes to come down the line. But if you go through a short sale, you can buy a house in as little as 2 years through FHA or Fannie Mae. So you're going to see more people not walking away from their homes, I think, and more people wanting to try to insurance.
What constitutes somebody from walking away? I mean, I could live in my house and not pay my mortgage and still be getting an income. I would consider that walking away from it because I'm ignoring the financial responsibility.
What Fannie Mae is considering walking away is abandonment. Not turn the keys over, that's a good thing. That's in lieu if you contact your bank and say, listen, I want to turn my keys into you. That's a good thing. A walk away is, I abandoned my property, just let it go to foreclosure, I don't care.
That's going to be a good thing for us too, because the properties are getting walked away from. They're sitting for a year or two for the bank to figure out what to do.
Right.
By then they're unsellable.
Yep.
And it brings down the rest of the neighborhood.
Really quick,
What did happen?
home affordable foreclosures called. It's another government program, actually, that probably won't work. I only know one way to speak, it's blunt, so forgive me, Wendy. If you don't know who the servicer is or the investor is, you won't know if your client's qualified for HAPA, which means that you may cost them a tremendous opportunity. Fannie and Freddie just released that they are now going to follow HAPA effective August 1st. But the loss mitigation department, and here's the guy at Wells Fargo said, Wells Fargo just hired 8,000 people for loss mitigation. And he very bluntly said, these people are not trained. These are not loan originators. These are basically just routine people. And he said, we have 80,000 realtors that aren't trained. So you wonder why short sales fail. The realtor doesn't know the right questions to ask. The loss mitigator doesn't know the right questions to ask. So no one knows what the world they're doing, and we expect these things to pass through. So when you call loss mitigation and ask them, is this HAPA eligible? Well, if you don't know to ask the question, you won't ask the question. Well, let's assume you know to ask the question. Sometimes you have to train loss mitigation because they don't know what they're doing. So that's why you need to know what's out there for your clients. Something that's going to be coming on the horizon, matter of fact, it happened yesterday, you're going to see it more and more, is everybody is worried about these strategic defaults, people just walking away from the mortgages. And there's a bill in Congress it did get passed, but it got slid in with very little, no one heard about it. FHA, it's a new FHA reform policy, and it's now, if you walk away from your house, they're going to impose severe penalties on those people that do that. It hasn't been passed yet. China holds your second. China's already, when they bought $5 billion for the loans, they've already anticipated a certain amount of loss. So when we say, well, you know, because I've been guilty of this, well, it makes more sense for you to take a short sale. Why would you want to foreclose? Well, when we bought $5 billion for the loans, our financial analyst calculated a 10% loss rate. We know that a certain percentage of them are going to foreclose. It's already calculated into the price of that bundle of securities. Who cares about a Marlboro?
How many really go to push the life of that way? Don't give them up for the first one. How many do you see?
So, yeah,
How many seconds?
most seconds will come.
Okay, that's it.
Most seconds will come.
When we've seen fluctuations in how much they will cooperate, because what they're doing is at the last minute now, the seconds know that if they start putting their flexing their muscles right before settlement, then it is causing agents to is bullying agents to give up commissions, bullying home purchasers to come up with more money. Because the seconds now say, you know what, we do have some muscle. We're tired of rolling over. We're going to try to grab some extra for us. And so they've also have their negotiators now, instead of saying, yeah, okay, we're just second, we'll just roll over and take whatever. Now they're saying, and they wait until the end. So be real careful in getting all that for the second, or as early into the program as you possibly can.
Because your only point of contact initially is going to be Wells Fargo, to where you're going to send your authorization letter and everything else. How do you, besides getting somebody on the phone, How do you find out from them
Well-
who the investor is and what you need to do?
If it's an FHA loan or Fannie or Freddie, you can, if it's an FHA loan, when you pull the deed of trust on land records,
Mhm.
it'll have an FHA case number. So you know that it's an FHA loan. FHA has a very specific process for a short sale. If it's an FHA loan, you can get the short sale completely pre-approved before you ever list the property. But you need to know that. If it's Fannie or Freddie, you can go to Fannie or Freddie's website and put in specific information. It'll tell you right there, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac owns the loan. Now, if it's not FHA, Fannie or Freddie or VA, then you know it's probably held either internally by the bank or it's held by China. Then you need to make some phone calls.
And that's just if there's a first.
And that's just if there's a first.
So then the same process, you would go and you have a second.
Yeah, I don't worry as much about the second as I do the first. The second doesn't have as much leverage.
So, but one of the things that I've been finding is sometimes we don't put as much urgency into dealing with the second at the same time, and that sometimes can create your lag time as well.
Doesn't the second make the time subordinate?
No.
Oh,